Hi, I'm Amanda of Inspiring Inkin. Welcome to my craft room. In today's video we're going to be making this set of 3 cards. We've got a save the date, an invitation and a thank you card. I'm going to be using the Stamparatus and showing you how quick and easy you can make these cards. So if you've got a special event or a wedding coming up, or you know somebody who has, then you'll be able to make these fabulous cards really quickly and easily. So let's turn the camera around and get started. So here are the 3 cards in close-up. You've got an invitation, which is actually not a full card, it's just a postcard. Size just to slip in an envelope. Then we've got a thank you card that is a full card with plenty of space to write. And then a little tiny cute save the date card as well. Now, to make this easy for making multiples, I'm using the Stamparatus. It's a brilliant piece of kit, and I'm sure if you can imagine, if you're making 50 of these, how much quicker it's going to be using the Stamparatus. So that's the first piece of kit. Then there's this. Now this is quite new. It's an updated foam mat for the Stamparatus. I think we're calling it Deluxe. I'll put on the screen exactly what it's called. But basically it's slightly thicker than the foam mat that comes with the Stamparatus. But also it's got this lovely wipe clean grid as well. And it's got inches and centimetres. So that's really cool. The colours that I'm using are Balmy Blue and Early Espresso. And then the main stamps are this one, which is called So Inviting, which is in the mini catalogue. And then this amazing image from Good Morning Magnolia. We're actually going to use a smaller image as well. So I'm going to set everything up so you can see the whole process start to finish. Yeah, we'll just get started and stamping. So I'm going to get the Magnolia stamped first. It's red rubber, so it's already got foam on it, so we don't need the stamping mat. But what I am going to use is this, and this is actually grid paper specifically designed for the Stamparatus, because if I show you here, I want a really subtle effect here on the background. So even though Balmy Blue is quite a pale colour, I actually want a 2nd generation stamp. So I need to get a layer, and we're actually going to stamp this twice. Once for the invitation and once for the thank you. So I am going to line this up where I want it to go, and you can see the leaf kind of comes off a little bit there. I'm going to put one of my plates in and give it a good squash. And I'm just going to grab a magnet just to kind of hold that in place. Now, before I do that, I'm going to put my grid paper in. So let me just bring this down a bit more so you can see. So I have just popped this stamp set underneath here, and basically what that does is it gives me a slightly more stable surface to ink up the stamp. So I'm going to stamp this onto the grid paper first. Look, I've missed a bit there. I obviously didn't press at that top end. Try that again. There we go. So now I'm going to put my first layer in. Get the magnet off, push it up into the corner, and I am going to press all over. Brilliant. Okay, so that is one layer. To ink it up again. and my next layer. There we go. So there's the second one. Now for this tiny piece here, I've actually used, it's a 3-inch card, so this is actually a 2 3/4 inch, and I'm going to just position it here so that I can get the center of the flower. So again, I'm going to ink it up, and then position this where I want it, and pin it down. And I'm aware that that magnet is slightly in the way, so let's just see how that goes. Yeah. Let me move that magnet out of the way. There we go. So there you go. So there are the 3. Can you see those? The 3 layers. So that is all I'm going to be using this plate for, so I can move that out of the way. I can also move that grid paper out of the way, and let me get another plate. Now what I'm actually going to do is set up the thank you first. So I'm going to get this piece in, and I want the thank you to position here in the bottom right hand corner. So I'm just going to press that down and lift it up. Now because this is photopolymer, actually I'm a bit out of shot, let me just move this up. Because this is photopolymer, we want to use this additional mat, and we are going to pin that down. I'm going to use a stamp set there underneath and get my early espresso ink. And then I'm just going to position that. Good press, and there you go. So how quick is that? So that's the thank you, and obviously we've got to mat and layer it in a minute, but that is all done very quickly. So next we have got the, can't see it. So we've got the you're invited to celebrate and the date. Now, obviously, if you were doing this with blocks, you would do each one separately. But because we've got the Stamparatus, we can do them all together. So you are invited. So let's put that sort of there. Trying not to get it to stick to my fingers. And then to celebrate. And then this lovely bit which has got the date, the time, the place, and where the RSVPs go. And it, by placing it sort of down here at the bottom, it just means that there's room for the bow. Okay, so let's just press this down and pick it all up. Make sure it's positioned nice and straight. Ink it all up. And there we go. So that's the second one done, and then we've just got this save the date to do. Now I'll just get one of the other plates. So I am going to pop in the save the date. And it just fits on this 2¼ inch piece of card. So press that down, and then we do have two little extra pieces here. I'm actually going to hand stamp those in a second, rather than use a Stamparatus, because it'll just be quicker for those two little pieces because I'm repeat stamping. So let's just do that. So there we go. So you can see, let me just bring these in, how quickly we've done these layers. Obviously with your colour scheme you can change all these colours out. It'll look great with any kind of colour scheme, but obviously use something paler for the background and then something deeper for the words. So let's get Stamparatus out of the way and all of my ink pads and things. I'm just going to do that last little bit of stamping, which is just going on here. And actually on this one I've done it in Balmy Blue, but I'm actually going to change it up. I'm going to do it in Early Espresso and have a look, see if we prefer that. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay, so we've just got the inside, the two cards to do. Takes me 30 seconds to get ink on me. Right, let's get another piece of card. Honestly, such a mucky pup. Right, so that one is for there, and then for the thank you we need an inside as well. And then we can do a bit more assembly. Right, so that's all the stamping done. Just going to sort out the ribbon next, and then I'll do my gluing. So move that stamps out of the way. So can you see here, this is a lovely Balmy Blue ribbon. Now we don't actually have Balmy Blue ribbon, so this is Whisper White, and it is called Crinkle Seam Binding Ribbon, and it's really lovely. And you can dye it any colour you want using the blends. So all I'm going to do is take my Balmy Blue blend and just colour it. And the brilliant thing about using the blends is, firstly, it's going to coordinate with your ink and your cardstock, but it also dries really quickly. So I'm just doing a reasonable amount because I need to make a bow. Actually, I'll just do a bit more. Now you can dye the ribbon with your ink pad, but because it's water-based, it can sometimes come off on your hands, so that's why I prefer using blends. So I'm going to put that to one side and stick everything else together first, and then I'll come back to that. But first, with the magic video, I'm going to go and wash my hands because this is going to make a bit of a mess. Okay, clean hands so I can get gluing now. So let's start with the invitation. So that is, oh, this one. not easy to pick up. So lovely Tombow. And again, I'm absolutely sticking to exactly the same colours. So early espresso in the cardstock, and in the ink, and the same obviously balmy blue ink and cardstock. So that is ready for the ribbon in a moment. Then we've got the thank you card. And that's the layer and the card blank. So that's for the inside. Let's just do that one on there. Ooh, caught the ribbon on my glue. Oh, let's make sure it goes the right way up. So that is then your thank you card. And then the last one is the save the date. So that's for the inside. I love this 3-inch size card. It's just, oh, that's no good, is it? It's buried under here. It's just such a cute size, and people notice it because obviously it's little and it's different size to a normal card, so that's really cool. So there we go. So that one is there. So 1, 2, 3. So you've got your thank you and you save the date, and all we've got left to do is the ribbon. Now, if you are bow impaired, then I have a series of videos, knots and bows. So if you just search Inspiring Inkin knots and bows, you'll find lots of videos. This bow that I'm going to do now, I call it a bunny ears bow, and basically I just make 2 bunny ears out of ribbon. I cross them over, and then this top loop is coming up through this loop here where my finger is. So it's just going through there like that. And then you just pull it, and then pull on the tails until you get a bow that is the right size. So I've just got to loosen that off and pull again. Don't really want very big bows, so I'm just gonna fiddle with it just a little bit to make sure that it's the right size. There we go. Get some sharp scissors. And I love this fact that it's crinkled. It looks really lovely. It needs just cutting a little bit. And then I stick ribbon on with glue dots. It just makes it really sturdy, and then we're just going to pop that down there like that. So there you go. How quick was that? That's a full set of wedding cards, basically. So you've got your invitation, or we should start with your save the date, shouldn't we? So you'll save the date, your invitation, and then your thank you. This is such a quick and simple way of making your own stationery. I really hope that you've enjoyed today's video. All of the products that you've seen today can be purchased in my online store. if you pop over to my blog, www.inspiringinkin.com, you'll see a shop now button. Or whether you're on my blog or on YouTube, just scroll down and you'll be able to see links to all of the products. The Stamparatus is amazing for ensuring that your images get stamped really cleanly, but also it's just fabulous for doing a large batch of cards as well. I hope to see you again soon. Thank you for joining me today. Goodbye.